Now you've got enough information to move on. We don't need to do the method 2 on page 202 or the example 3, but what we will do is the checkpoint. So what I'd like to do is have you pause the video quite a few times as you do this, and let's start by just thinking of some of the steps that we have to do. We're going to be sketching this graph. So that means this, and you can probably see this, this is going to be a parabola. Okay, you should also see that it's going to open downward because if there's a -1, oops, that's not a very good drawing. There's a -1 right there. So maybe just a couple things to look at here that we know what's going to happen. We know it's going to be opening downward. Maybe there's something else you know from here. This should tell you that it's going to be a dashed line again, as we did in example 1. Now, keep those things in mind and go ahead and figure out what is A, B, and C in this one. But you may want to just quickly rewrite this like this. Now notice there's no X here, okay? But see if you can figure out what A, B, and C is. Pause the video and figure that out right now. All right, I hope you got A is -1, B is 0 because there's no X value here, and then C is 4. Now the next step is to make a table of values. Well, we have to have the vertex first. So go ahead and do the vertex, and then make your table of values. Don't forget the vertex is the opposite of B over 2A. So use that solution, whatever you get for this, do the table of values, pause the video, and then I'll show the answers for all that. Okay, I'm quickly showing you what the X values are. The actual vertex value is 0. Some people get a little tripped up here, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through a little bit of this. With this particular equation, when you start with the 1 right here, this is saying the opposite of 1 squared plus 4. That is not asking you to do -1 times -1. This is saying do 1 squared first, which is 1. Do the opposite of that now, which is -1, and then add the 4, and you should get 3 right here. And then I'll fill in the rest of the values here. You got a 3 right here, I believe. You're going to have a 2 for the 0. You're going to have a 2, a 0 attached to the -2. And then it looks like, I think this comes to -5, and this one I believe comes to -5. So hopefully you got those values. Go ahead and pause the video again and plot those values and draw the dashed parabola. And my dashed parabola looks a little bit like this. Again, as we predicted, it does open downward. It should be dashed. Now the test point is going to be kind of an easy one here, which is nice. We're going to use this test point that is right here, and it's 0, 0. So again, that's the test point that's right at the origin, which is always useful, or always something you want to use if you can. So the question we're going to ask ourselves is this. We're going to go back to this original inequality right here, go back to this, and we're going to ask ourselves, when y, we're going to have y being 0, we're going to have a greater than sign, we're going to write the opposite of 0 squared, and add 4. So the question is 0 greater than, that all comes to 0, the opposite of 0 squared is 0, plus 4, so it's 4. Is 0 greater than 4? Well, the answer is no. So since that point right there, the origin doesn't work, that means nothing on the inside of the parabola works. So what we're going to do is we're going to shade all this stuff on the outside. We're saying that all of these things right here are solutions for the inequality. And hopefully your shading looks just a little bit better than mine. We should be seeing that everything on the outside of the parabola is a solution, and then everything on the inside is not a solution.